Have you tried everything for your toenail fungus, but nothing seems to work? It's a frustrating cycle. But what if the problem isn't the remedy you're using? In this video, we uncover the 5 most common mistakes that are secretly sabotaging your efforts in keeping that fungus around. Fixing just one of these could be the breakthrough you've been looking for. We will dive deep into why stubborn nail fungus laughs at quick fixes. We understand how embarrassing and irritating this condition can be, especially as we advance in years. The encouraging news is that success is within reach. Achieving it demands strategy and persistent effort, far beyond simply applying oil. Over the next 60 minutes, we provide a complete, trustworthy, evidence-based plan for adults 55 and up. We offer practical, home-based strategies ready for immediate use. To ensure you never miss simple vitality programs like this one, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That simple step delivers more trusted guidance directly to you. Let us start with the first and most fundamental error that stops most at-home remedies from ever taking hold. Mistake number 1 is treating the surface only. Most people treat the toenail like it is a pane of glass, applying an oil or cream right onto the thickened nail plate. They expect the treatment to instantly seep through. Unfortunately, the nail is primarily hard, dense keratin. It acts as a powerful shield. Toenail fungus, or onychomycosis, lives embedded underneath the nail bed. The treatments you apply on top rarely penetrate deep enough to reach the root of the infection. Think of it like trying to paint a wall with the old wallpaper still peeling off. The foundation must be cleared first. If your nail is thick, discolored, or ridged, it creates a formidable barrier. Ignoring this initial preparation step is the single biggest reason why effective topical solutions fail to deliver. But this mistake is easy to correct, requiring only patience and the right technique. You must gently reduce the thickness of the affected nail. This simple action allows your chosen remedy to access the fungal colony lurking below. Do you need expensive equipment? No, you only need a simple, disposable nail file or an emery board. Before you begin filing, soak your feet in warm water for about 10 to 15 minutes. This softens the nail and makes it easier to work with. After soaking, gently pat the foot dry, but leave the affected nail slightly pliable. Now, take the coarse side of your file. Lightly buff the surface of the infected nail. Your goal is to systematically sand down the hard, dead layer. You should feel the roughness lessening under the file. You are not trying to grind the nail paper thin. You are only trying to remove the outer infected material blocking the path. Stop filing immediately if you feel any discomfort, sensitivity, or pain. This caution is crucial for anyone managing underlying health conditions, especially diabetes. Always proceed gently. Once you have buffed the top layer, you have created microscopic channels. These pathways are exactly what your treatment needs to travel to reach the infection site. But what happens to the nail dust you just filed off? That dust is teeming with fungal material. Leaving it around leads us straight into our second major mistake. Collect every bit of that dust immediately. Use a small paper towel and dispose of it right away in the trash. Never brush it onto the floor or onto a healthy area of skin. Next, sterilize your tools. If the file is inexpensive and disposable, throw it out after 1 or 2 uses. If you use a non-disposable metal tool, disinfect it immediately. Use rubbing alcohol or soak the tool in a 10% bleach solution for 10 minutes. Never use the same file on a healthy nail or a different toe. You are only moving the infection. Once the surface is prepared, your chosen topical remedy finally stands a chance. Whether you use an over-the-counter cream or an established home remedy like tea tree oil, the application must be targeted. Apply the remedy directly to the filed surface. Use a cotton swab or dropper to carefully work the liquid or cream under the tip of the nail as well. This targets the fungus hiding deepest in the nail bed. For the remainder of this hour, assume you are preparing your nail properly every time. Do not skip this filing step. It is the foundation of your success. Now, what happens after you treat the nail? This transition brings us to the second critical sabotaging error. Mistake number 2 is constantly re-infecting yourself. You could apply the world's most potent antifungal cream, but if you put your foot into an infected shoe every day, the battle is unwinnable. Your footwear and environment serve as a fungal reservoir. The fungus does not politely stay on your nail. It sheds spores into everything your feet touch. This explains why people often treat one nail successfully, only to see the infection pop up somewhere else a few weeks later. The spores are dormant, waiting for the perfect moist, dark environment to thrive, and that perfect environment is usually located right inside your everyday shoes. This mistake is especially common for adults who rely on one pair of comfortable, supportive shoes. The closed, warm lining holds moisture and heat, making it a perfect breeding ground. You need a practical action plan for your socks and shoes. Start with your socks. Always wear clean, freshly laundered socks daily. Traditional cotton socks often absorb moisture and hold it right next to the foot, which is counterproductive. Switch to socks made of synthetic, moisture-wicking material, bamboo, or wool blends. These materials pull sweat away from the skin. When you wash your socks, use the hottest water the fabric can tolerate. Adding a splash of white vinegar or a non-chlorine bleach to the wash cycle can help sterilize lingering spores. Never reuse socks, even if you wore them for only a short period. Your shoes present a bigger hurdle. If you have an old pair of sneakers or work boots that were worn constantly during the peak of the infection, they might be beyond a simple cleanup. It may be wise to replace them to permanently eliminate the spore source. For the shoes you want to keep, thorough treatment is mandatory. First and foremost, shoes must fully dry out between wears. Never wear the same pair of closed-toe shoes 2 days in a row. You must rotate them. A shoe needs a minimum of 24 to 48 hours to dry completely, depending on the material. This allows the moisture to evaporate and kills the dark, damp environment the fungus loves. For deeper sanitization, several methods work well. A simple, effective option is an antifungal spray. You can purchase commercial sprays specifically for shoes, or you can use a diluted vinegar solution, 1 part vinegar to 1 part water. Spray the interior liberally, focusing on the dark toe box. Then, allow the shoe to air dry completely. Another reliable, simple method is using medicated foot powders or plain baking soda. Sprinkle a generous amount of powder inside the shoes and leave it overnight. The powder absorbs moisture and neutralizes the environment. Shake the excess out before wearing. For the most powerful disinfection, consider UV light shoe sanitizers. These devices use ultraviolet light to target spores without using any harsh chemicals. But are you cleaning outside the shoe closet? We must also consider the environment outside your shoes. specifically the bathroom and shower area. Always wear clean, dedicated shower sandals in communal spaces like the gym or pool. Even at home, fungal spores can persist on the shower floor or bath mat. Wash your bath mats weekly in hot water. Clean your shower or tub floor regularly with a fungicidal cleaner. The objective is to make your environment as inhospitable as possible to fungal growth. By tackling the source of reinfection, you are giving your topical treatments a genuine chance to succeed. If your treatment is successfully clearing the fungus on the nail, but your surroundings are constantly reinfecting it, you will remain stuck in a frustrating cycle. You must fight the fungus both on your body and aggressively in your environment. Now that you know how to prep your nail and clean your surroundings, we address the third critical mistake. This error is perhaps the most frustrating because it often occurs just before people experience a breakthrough. Mistake number 3 is giving up too soon. Toenail fungus is a test of endurance. It is a marathon, not a sprint. This reality is often difficult to accept. Many people apply a remedy diligently for 2 or 3 weeks. They expect dramatic, visible results, and when the perfect nail hasn't appeared, they assume the remedy has failed. They either switch treatments or quit entirely. The average person gives up just before the hard, consistent effort begins to show dividends. Why does this recovery require such patience? The fungus infects the nail plate down to the root, which is called the nail matrix. The only guaranteed way to clear the fungus completely is to wait for the entire infected nail to grow out and be replaced by healthy, clear growth. This regenerative process is slow. For fingernails, it takes 4 to 6 months. For a big toenail, it often requires between 12 and 18 months. This required patience means that consistency is paramount. If you treat the nail every day for 3 weeks, then skip 10 days, you essentially give the fungus a critical window to recover and regain its foothold. Your treatment routine must become a non-negotiable part of your day, similar to taking necessary medication or brushing your teeth. We need a strategy to help build this habit. A simple daily routine should require no more than 5 to 10 minutes. We recommend a 2-part approach: strict daily treatment and a scheduled weekly assessment. Your daily treatment involves the preparation steps we discussed, followed by the topical application. Do this every single day, ideally at night, after showering, when your feet are clean. Choose a specific time that works best for you and set a simple reminder on your phone or calendar. Your weekly assessment is the time for gentle filing and trimming. For example, choose Sunday night. Trim the nail and file the surface gently. After filing, take a quiet moment to look closely at the nail. You are searching for subtle signs of improvement. Is the nail starting to lift less at the edge? Is the new growth at the base of the nail, near the cuticle, appearing clearer or healthier? Even if the old nail still looks damaged, spotting just a tiny crescent of clear nail growing in is definitive proof that your treatment strategy is working. It is a massive win. It is essential to remember that the deep discoloration and thickness may remain until the entire nail is replaced. Do not judge your success solely on the old, damaged portion of the nail. Focus your attention and hope on the new, clear growth near the cuticle. To help maintain this consistency, try implementing habit stacking. Habit stacking involves attaching a new, desired habit to an old, established habit you already perform automatically. For example, instead of thinking, "I need to treat my nail," Rephrase it as, after I apply my evening facial cream, I will immediately apply my topical nail treatment. Or, while I boil the water for my morning tea, I will spend 5 minutes filing my nail. If you choose to use soaks, such as white vinegar or Epsom salt, aim for 3 to 4 times a week. The soaks help soften the nail and adjust the pH, creating a less favorable environment for the fungus. But the daily topical treatment, applied directly after the soak or shower, remains the critical action. Success is simply the accumulation of small, consistent actions repeated patiently over a long period. Now, let us pivot to a mistake that directly relates to the underlying health and vitality of adults 55 and older. Mistake number 4 is ignoring what you put into your body. As Silver Smile and Bites, we emphasize simple nutrition as a path to better vitality. Many people view nail fungus as a purely external, surface problem. They focus only on creams and oils. They neglect the fact that the health of the skin and nails is deeply intertwined with internal immunity and the body's internal environment. Toenail fungus thrives when 2 conditions align: unfavorable external moisture and a weakened internal defense system. Your immune system serves as your primary line of defense against all invaders, including opportunistic fungi. If your body is constantly fighting internal inflammation or struggling with unbalanced blood sugar levels, your immune system's resources are diverted. It cannot effectively mount a robust fight against the persistent fungal infection on your toes. This connection is highly relevant for our audience, as maintaining stable blood sugar and reducing chronic low-grade inflammation often become greater challenges as we age. Fungus, yeast, and other harmful organisms love sugar. They use it as readily available fuel to multiply. An internal environment characterized by consistently high blood sugar levels can inadvertently feed the fungus, making it almost impossible to eradicate with external methods alone. Correcting this mistake means adopting an antifungal supportive diet. This change does not require a strict, punishing regimen. It means implementing simple strategic shifts in what you choose to eat every day. The most important shift is reducing your intake of quickly digestible sugars and refined carbohydrates. These foods cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. Focus on cutting back on items like sugary beverages, high-sugar processed juices, white bread, and commercially prepared pastries. These simple changes drastically reduce the internal fuel supply available to the fungus. What should we replace these items with? Foods that actively support a strong gut and a healthy immune response. Your most powerful ally here is naturally antifungal foods. Routinely incorporating foods like garlic and onion into your daily meals can be significantly helpful. Garlic contains a sulfur compound called allicin, which scientific data suggests has properties linked to disrupting fungal growth. Try adding a raw or lightly cooked clove of garlic to soups, sauces, or salads whenever possible. It is a simple, potent nutritional boost. Another powerful addition is healthy fats, specifically coconut oil. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides, most notably lauric acid. These specific fatty acids are associated with disrupting the cell walls of fungi. You can easily substitute coconut oil for other cooking oils, or some people choose to take a small teaspoonful daily. Since it is a healthy fat, it promotes satiety and assists in stabilizing blood sugar. Always seek out high-quality, unrefined virgin coconut oil. Furthermore, Focusing on gut health is paramount for immunity. A balanced gut microbiome helps regulate your entire bodily defense system. Introduce more fermented foods into your diet, such as plain yogurt with live and active cultures, kefir, or traditionally fermented vegetables like kimchi or sauerkraut. These foods deliver beneficial bacteria, known as probiotics. A thriving community of healthy bacteria helps crowd out opportunistic, systemic fungi like Candida, which is closely related to the fungus that affects the nails. Finally, increasing your intake of non-starchy vegetables is vital. Load your plate with leafy greens, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and colorful peppers. These foods are naturally low in sugar, but rich in fiber and essential vitamins. The fiber assists in blood sugar management and supports efficient digestion. Moreover, consider supplementing your diet with key micronutrients that support nail health and immune function. Zinc is crucial for immunity and cell growth. Vitamin D plays a large role in regulating the immune response. Discuss these additions with your healthcare provider to ensure they fit your overall health plan. Remember, we are implementing a robust strategy. The topical treatments fight the fungus externally, while the precise dietary changes weaken the fungus from the inside. When you combine these two forces, your chances for success are dramatically increased. Never underestimate the power of consistently eating foods that support a strong immune system. Every time you choose an antifungal food, you are making the internal environment less hospitable for the infection to thrive. This nutritional component is often the key that long-term sufferers overlook, and it is frequently the final piece required for victory. Now that we have covered the environment, consistency, nutrition, we address the fifth mistake, which involves accountability and knowing your boundaries. Mistake number 5 is hesitating to involve a medical professional. Many people incorrectly treat toenail fungus as a minor cosmetic nuisance. They ignore it for years, secretly hoping it will simply vanish. They may waste significant time and money on every home remedy available when the infection has progressed past the point of being managed by topical treatments alone. This avoidance is particularly concerning for adults over 55 and their caregivers. Waiting too long can turn a simple, manageable condition into a painful, persistent infection that requires prescription medication or professional intervention. There are definitive signs that indicate your infection has become too advanced or too complicated for a strictly at-home approach. The first sign is widespread infection. If the fungus has noticeably spread to multiple nails, or if the nail is substantially separating and lifting completely off the nail bed, it is time for professional help. A deep, long-standing infection often requires an oral antifungal medication prescribed by a doctor or a podiatrist. These prescription medications work powerfully from the inside out and can be highly effective. However, they require careful monitoring due to potential side effects, which is why your doctor's guidance is absolutely essential. The second critical red flag is the presence of pain or discomfort. Toenail fungus should not typically be painful unless it has been severely neglected or if the thickening nail has caused pressure or cut into the surrounding skin. If you experience persistent pain, visible swelling, unusual discharge, or any sign of a concurrent bacterial infection near the nail, seek medical attention immediately. Pain signals a deeper problem that requires immediate clinical assessment. The third and perhaps most vital red flag relates to underlying chronic health conditions. If you are actively managing diabetes, dealing with poor circulation, or coping with any condition that significantly affects your immune system, you must not attempt aggressive self-treatment without medical oversight. Even a seemingly minor infection on the foot can rapidly lead to serious, life-threatening complications for individuals with compromised circulation or diabetes. Any injury, cut, or infection on the foot should be reported to your doctor immediately. They can help you craft a safe, effective treatment plan that minimizes risk while maximizing results. The key to success here is transparent communication. Do not feel embarrassed to talk to your doctor about this issue. Nail fungus is incredibly common. Prepare for your appointment by listing every remedy you have tried, detailing its duration, and documenting any side effects. Tell them precisely how long you have struggled with the infection. Ask them specifically if your case is classified as mild, moderate, or severe. If they recommend an oral medication, ask detailed questions about the necessary duration of treatment and what follow-up blood monitoring is required. A podiatrist might also offer in-office clinical treatments, such as professional nail debridement or targeted laser therapy, depending on the severity of your specific case. Remember, engaging your doctor is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of smart, proactive, responsible self-care. It means you are taking the problem seriously and seeking the most definitive, effective path forward. The ultimate goal is health, comfort, and function, not achieving stubborn self-reliance at the expense of healing. To successfully combat toenail fungus at home, you must integrate the lessons learned from these 5 common mistakes. The process of achieving a clear nail involves several straightforward, consistent actions. First, commit to preparing the nail surface properly every single week. Use the gentle filing technique to break down that fungal shield and create pathways for treatment. Second, be meticulous about sanitizing your environment. Treat your shoes with antifungal powders or sprays, and wash your socks routinely in hot water. Stop the cycle of reinfection. Third, be stubbornly consistent with your treatment application. Find a dedicated time every day, morning or night, to apply your chosen topical remedy. Consistency is the true, non-negotiable magic ingredient here. Fourth, strengthen your body from the inside. Reduce the fungus's favorite fuel, sugar, and incorporate antifungal powerhouse foods and beneficial probiotics. Finally, be vigilant and accountable. Do not ignore painful or severe symptoms. Use your doctor as a trusted partner if the infection is unresponsive to home treatment after a few months of diligent effort. For our audience over 55, a few practical adaptations are essential. If gentle filing or reaching your toes is difficult due to limited mobility or flexibility, ask a caregiver, trusted family member, or a professional foot care specialist to assist with the reduction of the thickened nail. Never use sharp tools near the cuticle area if you have known circulatory issues. Always prioritize keeping your feet meticulously dry. After showering, bathing, or soaking, pay extra attention to drying the area between your toes. That trapped moisture is a perfect invitation for new fungal growth. Wear breathable leather or synthetic shoes and switch out any tight, restrictive footwear. Remember that simple, mindful movement, like a gentle daily walk, boosts circulation to your feet, which is absolutely vital for healthy nail growth and aids the healing process. Do not allow this condition to silently steal your confidence or your comfort. By taking firm, consistent control of these 5 key areas, You are implementing a highly robust strategy designed for long-term success and vitality. We have spent the last hour breaking down the barriers that prevent successful treatment of toenail fungus. You now possess the comprehensive knowledge to convert your previous frustrations into effective, lasting action. This strategic approach is the difference between applying a random fix and implementing a fully comprehensive, evidence-based plan. Before you jump into action, we ask that you like this video. Your simple support helps us understand what information is most valuable and encourages us to deliver more trusted, detailed guides tailored specifically for your needs. Subscribe to Silver Smile and Bites right now and hit the notification bell so you always receive our step-by-step vitality programs immediately. Now take the very first step of action. Go choose your topical remedy, find a simple nail file, and commit to preparation. Start the routine today. The journey to clear nails is a long one, but every single mile begins with one small, prepared, and consistent step. You are ready. You have the complete plan. Go execute it with unwavering confidence.